Welcome to the Federal Way Symphony, and so glad that you're going to be our soloist on our upcoming concert.
Oh, thanks for having me. I know it's just crazy thinking about when we started the initial conversations, and it was nice. It was nice to remember, oh, yes, I'm a singer. I'm not just someone, that's stuck at home and, I did a ton of teaching and still do, but it was nice to remember that this is also part of who I am. So thank you for starting those conversations back in, I think, the summer of 2020. Yeah.
So much for taking on the Rodrigo, which I fell hopelessly in love with, and now I feel like I found my dream soloist to bring it to life.
Oh. Yeah, well, I thank you because, I was just talking about this with my friend and coach that in the academia world, when we're presented Rodrigo in at school, I feel like we just kind of brush on him. We talk about the concertos, we talk about as a singer, we talk about the cuatro madrigales, amatorios, and that's about it. And so it was funny because I found myself watching this documentary because I had kind of, like you, I gravitate towards things that aren't always done. So when I was being fed, like, this is Rodrigo, these are the pieces to learn, I was like, okay, no. And so I looked into other Spanish composers and other Spanish repertoire. And so it's been really cool to come back to him because as I found out in my research and as I was listening to this documentary, they were saying pretty much if you only know Rodrigo's, guitar concertos, if you only know these songs, then you're really missing out on all he has to offer. And I quickly found that out as I've been rehearsing for this concert.
As a conductor, my interests usually have gravitated toward the instrumental works, and even in the ubiquitous Aranjuez, the, the the colors that he draws from a small orchestra are amazing. And the other work that I've conducted of his is I'm going to mangle the title, Fantasia para un Gentilhombre, the other guitar and orchestra work. And considering that sometimes the wind and brass parts are as few as one and a part, but it's like he orchestrates in points of light. What sorts of other things have you discovered in your own journey getting to know this piece in terms of the music, the text, the marriage thereof? Um,
Mm.
any
Mhm.
standout moments in this three movement piece for you?
Oh man. Um, the whole thing is beautiful and I think anytime I'm learning something, I can only speak for myself. Anytime I'm learning something, I see the workload. So I don't usually see like, wow, I mean, I can say it's beautiful. So when I listen to it, I'm like, that's really beautiful, but that sounds really hard because of the language, because of this, because of that. So I usually write the to-do list before I can kind of like really start to see the art. And so thankfully I've come out of that, to-do list and now I'm really seeing the art of this piece and the arc of the piece and oh gosh, I just love that third movement so much. The whole thing is beautiful, but I love the legend of the cricket in St. Francis. Um, and that whole story. I actually printed out the little what is this from? Praying with St. Francis. So this is like from the book, the prayer book, and it's the whole legend. And I think one of the standout lines that you also hear in the piece um, is this. It says, her song, and it's referring to the cricket in the story, her song is almost too much as it pours out of the fullness of her joy. Um, I just love that line, especially being a singer that was not able to perform for 2 years, pretty much. Like, I keep reminding myself that not only does the work always matter, and we obviously want to uh, make sure that we're doing our due diligence to make this music come to life, but also the I need to make sure that the fullness of the joy is in the piece too, especially in that last movement, and remind myself that we have come such a long way. This has been such a long journey that all we need to do really as musicians, as the conductor, as the orchestra members, is just play with fullness of joy for our audience. That
Did you mention you had a little preview of the third movement you wanted to share with us?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I'll just kind of give um, a little bit of context. So this particular song is about the legend of Saint Francis and the cricket. So the legend says that Saint Francis was walking outside of the convent and heard this beautiful song coming from the woods. And I love this one part here where it says that St. Francis was motionless among the still oaks, listening, enraptured by the song. And this is where St. Francis calls to the cricket, Jolly crida San Francesc, vina, vina, o ma germana, vina e canta una canzone al mondo creada, siga luset.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to next week. We're packing in our rehearsals and our concert, and please, everybody watching, please come and see this extraordinary. I believe this may. I actually got a communique from Rodrigo's daughter. This may even be a U.S. premiere. Certainly a West Coast one. So please come and hear this major unknown work sung by our absolutely wonderful, perfect, beautiful soloist.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you
So
next week.
looking forward to it.